G'day guys, so today we are talking about the cable overhead tricep extension and what we need to realize about this exercise. It is all about our shoulder blades. So let's think about why that might be. We have three heads to the triceps, okay? Two of them go over our elbow, but one comes all the way up and into our shoulder blade. And when we are in any position where our arms are above our head and we're extending like so, we are mainly driving most of the load and the force through that head that inserts onto the shoulder blade. So what we need to know then is that, well, because our tricep goes over two joints, we need to make sure that we shore up one joint and have the other one working freely, because what we do know is that the least stable bone will always move to the most stable bone. Why is that important? Because stability is our first point of our acronym that we must stand by when it comes to moving or executing any lift, and that is stability, or our acronym is STEP: stability, tension, execution, and then we track our performance at the very end. So by creating stability through the joint, we're going to create tension through the working muscle that we're targeting. Now for us, we're going to pull our shoulder blades back and down in order to stabilize our shoulder blades. That in turn, once we're under load, will start to place tension right into our working muscle, into our tricep. So that's stability and tension. Now execution is our next step. So let's talk about execution. So the first point of call here, especially with this particular exercise, and because it's so upright, we're actually going to look to pin your shoulder blades first before you grab a hold of the weight behind you. So here what I tend to do is I almost shuffle my hips right forward to the edge of the seat. I then pull my shoulder blades back and down, and what you'll find is it feels as if you've got a nice flat back, okay? And that there is our shoulder blades getting nice and pinned down. So what you need to think about is that on our body, our shoulder blades sit like this. It's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but it sits like this. So by pinning our shoulder blades back and down, we create a nice flat back. And by creating a nice flat back, it gives us a nice stable position to execute our lift from. So that's what we're looking to do. So we're going to pull our shoulder blades back and down, and then we're just going to wedge our backside back a little bit. So we're in this position here, okay? Our backside may be all the way against the bench, but it might not also be, okay? From here, we're going to extend. Now, execution. Here is a little trick that we need to, or something that we need to start thinking about when we're in this position here, and it's a thing called line of pull. Now, what is line of pull? When we are executing anything to do with our arms and also our legs, okay, we want to think that everything is nice and aligned and straight, okay? So for example, with our arm, and in this particular exercise, we want it so that our elbow, our wrist, and our shoulder joint are all in one nice line, okay? Line of pull. So that when I'm in the bottom portion of this lift, I'm driving up and everything's nice and straight. Now, that makes sense and it seems to be quite obvious. However, what you will find, especially on an easy bar and a bar that looks similar to this, is that people's elbows will flare out. Especially those who aren't sort of familiar with this exercise or familiar with sort of the biomechanics of the lift. So, and as a result, you'll find that you'll get some really heavy loading through the inside of the outside of your elbow joint, and potentially your elbows really suffer as a result. So we want to avoid this. Now, when we're in this position, again, shoulder blades are going to pin back and down. We're just going to wedge ourselves in so we've got a nice flat back. You can see already that my elbows want to flare out. Okay, that they're going out in this direction here. So what I'm looking to do is still through my lats, and keeping my lats on, pulling them back and down, bring my elbows into the midline of my body so that it feels as if my elbows are nice and tall and nice and tight together. From here, we're going to drive up, straight line of pull. And this is where I'm going to remain for the entire set. And that there is the execution portion of this lift. We want our first rep to look exactly like our last rep. a common trend or a common issue that people find, again, is that when fatigue kicks in, they start with their elbows in and they go, oh yeah, I'm blowing up here, and all of a sudden they're doing it. It's probably even over exaggeration, but you can see that the elbows have moved out from that straight line of pull. So you want to pull them in, keep it tall and press, and you'll notice your triceps will come alive. Okay, so that there, team, is how, and you can adopt this theory for overhead extensions with barbells. You can do this with dumbbells, whatever overhead extension you're going to do, that I strongly suggest that you do. By bringing those elbows in and shoulder blades back and down. Okay, that there, team, is how you go about doing an overhead tricep extension.